Okay, so this is just going to be like a quick review. Today I got a figure, just kind of like sort of a start of like a Transformers collection for me, but obviously, you know, Transformers, the ones that I'm looking at, the studio series, aren't cheap. But one thing that I was really excited about, obviously, was, you know, Frenzy, one of my favorite characters from the original 2007 Michael Bay movie. I was just kind of, you know, from the first time I watched it when I was like 8, I was always like, that dude is really weird, and I liked the design. I thought it was kind of like creepy, but also very intriguing, and I always kind of liked it. And so when I kind of wanted to build a little collection of like my favorite, you know, designs and characters, and I was looking and I was like, do they have any Frenzy that's in scale with Barricade? And, you know, of course, no, they don't. Many of you already know that, but essentially I was like, okay, well, what do they have? And they do make a Frenzy, or they did, you know, a while back, that did transform, who, you know, that starts out as, you know, the classic, you know, CD player, the actual Frenzy transformation, leaves the character like that. And so obviously that's not good enough. And so I was looking around and I found something called the Studio Series, which is like a line of like Transformer figures that didn't transform but that had more accurate detail. So it looked much more in line with like the Studio Series amount of detail, but it isn't in scale. It's still not quite accurate, but I was like, okay, well, it's better than nothing. So I figured that I'd pick it up anyway. And I found one that was used but had all the parts and was in really good condition and basically looked new but just didn't have the box. And so I was like, okay. So I ordered that from eBay, and then it just arrived today in this box. So I'm going to crack this open here real quick. And again, sorry for the messy background, but how do you open this? Pretty sure that some of you get these packages a lot are going to be looking at me like there's a pull tab right there, but I can't clearly see one, so aha. Okay, well, and then I leave it at that. Oh, he's tall, Jesus. And I think that's it, yep. So then I've got a lot to clean up after this. Crap. Okay, whatever. Fine, forget it. Let's just get these all out of here. And now that they're all over my floor, oh my god, this dude's tall. Oh my god, he's so good. Oh my god, look at that detail. He's so big. Oh my god. So, like, wow. Made in China. So that's where the Transformers are from. No. But, like, look at this detail. So that's, like, the little hacking arm that he goes and, like, sticks into the Air Force One hacking thing, and then he hears someone laugh in the background and like goes like and like, you know, looks around and, you know, points his little gun hand at everybody. And wow, this detail is incredible. Look at that butt, dude. That's insane. Oh my gosh. And then it does come with an extra arm, but it looks like it's just another version of this arm that can be switched out, I think. So we'll do that later, but wow. Like, pulling out here real quick. Let's just get this out of the way. So, this is him. And then, you know, I'm gonna, real quick here, just adjust him, make him look good, but so, like, there he is, basically, and it's a really detailed little dude. I mean, when you look at it, it's just, you know, again, like I said, like, the detail here is incredible. Like, look at that. So the gold is a little more pronounced than it is in the movie. If you go back and like look at the Air Force One sequence, you'll see that it's not exactly the same color gold, but like it's incredible. Like the amount of molding detail. Like this is nowadays. I mean, like Hasbro has had good detail, you know, with their figures for a while, but you know, it's really improved over the last, you know, what, about 5 or 6 years now. And now in 2020, we're getting like, you know, freaking amazing figures with how you know, with the Black Series, how the facial scanning process for those figures is going and everything. But like, this is crazy because this came out, I think maybe like 2008, 2009. I mean, before Dark of the Moon, which I think was like what, 2013. Point is that it's like this is like nowadays Hasbro type of detail, not back then Hasbro kind of detail. Like, so one thing that I haven't really played with this figure at all. I just posed him and came back, but it's weird. Like, it's so janky looking, but and I mean, I'm looking at this through the camera, so it looks like I'm watching a review of the figure, but I'm the one talking about it. So I'm like, I could look at this thing, so I'm gonna have to get a better look afterwards, not through the camera. But like looking at him through the camera, it's like that ball joint there leads for like such a great range of motion. Like you can either, yeah, when he first does like the little like pokey, like, you know, Air Force One hack. It's incredible, and I love how the legs are perfectly like the weird Starscream chicken legs. Like you know, a controversial design choice, but I do kind of like the weird janky Starscream legs that are the weird chicken legs for the Decepticons that several of them have. So one thing that I was really surprised to see with this figure on eBay was that this here, if you remember in the movie, again in the Air Force One sequence, there's this part where they discover that Air Force One is being hacked. They shut down the computers, and he's like smacks his face against the glass, and then I forget what the president's bodyguard's official title is, but then they all run down into the lower levels of Air Force One, and then they're all like, "Oh my God, there he is! Shoot!" And then he launches that disc out at them. He launches like several of these, like 4 or 5, and then, you know, they're all dead, and it's like, oh, okay, well, this is serious business. But
someone's tampering with the POTUS mainframe. What the?
Shots fired in the underdeck. Repeat, shots fired.
You know, most of these figures have lost this disc, but I was like, oh, okay, so this one does have the disc. So, like, putting Frenzy down for a second and looking at the detail of this, like, this is insane. Like, I mean, looking at that, like, the molded detail of this is pretty great, especially for, you know, again, pre-2013 Hasbro. It's just, like, really decent. I mean, nowadays they would sharpen up these edges and they would really make it look good, but the thing is that it's like, it totally fills in this little point here, so it doesn't look weird. So it's like, I kind of like that they didn't sharpen them up, because then it would look kind of strange in there, but with this, it's really nice, you know. And like looking at like the detail on, again, like, that's why I wanted this figure, is because I was like, you know, the detail molding on this is incredible, you know. Again, that little head sculpt there, just really well done. And I've seen people, one guy in particular online, I'll link the thing for it, putting this back so I don't lose it. I'm more likely to lose that than anyone else, but there's a guy who did a custom repaint of this, and it looks absolutely incredible. It's so pretty. So he did, what he said was that he did a custom spray of metallic black over this, and then he dry brushed a ton of silver over it, which is, at first I was kind of thinking about it, and I was like, well, wouldn't it be better if you just painted it silver and then did the black on top? But when I was thinking about it, I'm like, I was looking at the original screen used lighting reference for this, and that they sold a while back, so they got a ton of really detailed pictures, which is just like, we love that as prop makers and film fans. But like they showed all the detailed pictures of the actual thing, and I was like, wow, it really does look like they probably painted it black and then dry brushed a ton of silver on it. So I don't know if Frenzy was even originally, when he was back on Cybertron, if he was even alive back then, if on Cybertron he was black and then over the years all the paint just scraped off of him, or if he's just supposed to look weathered and then they did it like that. But I kind of like the idea that he's been just beaten to hell and his little like body has just gotten so scraped off that all the black is peeled off of him. But like, yeah, wow, just incredible detail. And it looks like that's even like painted maybe black in there. Yeah, it is. Checking on it through the camera, I mean away from the camera. So it's like they took the time to paint that black, but it's funny because I'm like, you know, that's silver, but then that's black, and then it kind of like pours over. I don't know. I mean, but they really are trying with this. You know, the tips are kind of like sprayed just a tiny bit black there. Wow. A really good looking figure there, but I might do a repaint video. I might repaint him, I don't know, but for right now I'm like, this is a great little dude. So let's try switching out the arm here real quick. So I think that what you're supposed to do is that you're supposed to maybe actually, you know what, let me look at this. So this is the arm that he comes with. Oh, of course I'm going to drop it. This is the second arm that he comes with, which looks to be an identical version of this. But maybe it's like just flipped, I think. Right, okay. So then you plug that in there, it looks like. Okay, yeah. Then you put that in there. And then you have classic standard Frenzy right there. Still with those weird chicken arms and everything and chicken legs. And so let's zoom out from the detail there. So just a really good looking figure, you know? And I can't remember, I mean, I'll probably end up rewatching the first one again, but I can't remember if he has all four arms all the time, or if his arms are actually this janky. But either way, I do really like the figure, and he looks very picture-esque. Like, look at that butt. No. But, I mean, you know, really solid looking. I really like this guy. I would love it if, you know how they do the premium, like, Transformers, like they did Bumblebee, like the Bumblebee movie premium figure, and then they did the Dark of the Moon Bumblebee, and they did a couple others. I think they might have done, I think that they did Megatron and one other. I think it was probably Optimus, but like they have like really well painted, well done Transformers figures, and I'd love to see one of those, especially with like the screen lighting referenced Frenzy. Again, this dude is a lot taller than I thought he would be. Like, at first when I was looking at it, I thought that he was going to be maybe 3.75 inch scale. Pretty small. So to put that into perspective, this is Frenzy next to the the 2018 Bumblebee movie version of Bumblebee, which has the Target exclusive weathering on it. I love this guy. He's so good, and it, you know, the wings aren't accurate, but I do love the wings, you know, because I love my Bumblebee with his wings. But this guy is like a 6-inch scale action figure. Obviously, he just towers over this guy, which is crazy. And then here he is next to the Last Night version of Bumblebee, which came in that Target pack. Basically, there he is next to that, which is like a little bit better, not that bad, but certainly not in scale. And then here he is next to the 2009 canon Bumblebee from Revenge of the Fallen. Let me zoom out a little bit there, and as you can see, that's still massive. Like, this dude is huge. And it's funny because the Studio Series version of like Megatron from the first movie, I think, is like 6.5 inches. This dude is almost 6 inches, I think. I should probably grab a ruler, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to do that, to be honest. But just a really nice looking dude. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I might as well get some poses of this guy. Well, I should break down articulation, actually. I know people like to see that. So his head is obviously on a ball joint, so you can kind of get him looking down a lot. Wow. You can get him looking up pretty much just to there, you know. But down is like, you know, Mr. Sad Face. But head, full ball joint, up that far, down that far. Can look to the left, probably that far. To the right, that far. Then to this joint here. Arm, full rotation. And then, yeah, that's kind of about it there. Elbow can move in and out that much. Kind of gets stopped by that. But then the arms don't move at all. But honestly, I just like the way that he naturally stands, you know? No swivel joint at the waist here. Legs can go up that high. Oh my god. Which is great. Back that far, which is great. But they're all stopped by that. Chicken legs hinge back this far. So maybe if you wanted to, you could even get him doing like the weird like run that he does when he's running off of Air Force One, where he's like, and he's like covering his face, and he's kind of just like, oh god, someone's gonna see me. So you got that up that high, and so basically then his chicken legs can move down that far. Oh, disc fell out. Back that far, up that far, and then foot joint up that far, back that far, and no pivot here. You can kind of pivot that far and that far. Not very much, but again, I feel like this figure is doing a lot for what it's worth, you know? I mean, again, 2008, 9, 10 Hasbro did this, which is just freaking incredible. Like, what a great figure. So I'm gonna pose him a little bit, actually. So let me cut back to that in a minute once I think of something cool. So we kind of got like that pose there that I like, you know, where you can kind of like have him with like his weird gun thing. I love the detail on the weird gun thing. You know, that one's nice. Yeah, I like that pose, and then you can maybe even kind of like get him doing his weird like little comedic creeping thing. Oh my god. I'm sorry, I need to do this. Oh my god. 2006 Hasbro. That's what that says. Oh my god. I was thinking this was 2008, 2010 kind of thing. Oh my god. When did the first Transformers came out in like 2007? It was a year before. Oh my god. Is this a mistake? Did this really come out in 2006? If so, this figure should be worth I mean, not money worth, but like details and like oh my god, this figure is so good for 2000. Like, this is unbelievable. Oh my god, this is unheard of for 2006. I'm sorry. Like, back to poses in a sec, but like, dude, crazy as hell. Okay. Then this is my interpretation of his weird, gentle, sneaking pose. This is the best I could do. This is the best I could do without having him immediately fall over, but kind of like his weird little like Air Force One sneak. I just love that whole thing. God, that Air Force One sequence. It's so good. No, but yeah. Creepy little sneak frenzy. And this is my interpretation of a kind of on-the-run Frenzy. You know, just a little dashing, late for work. No, I don't know. I'm just messing around, having fun with this guy, but, you know, he's a little hard to pose because of, like, the joints here only going this way, not, like, outward. But I do, again, I love this guy. He looks fantastic. So Frenzy here is waving goodbye and saying thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed this review, and maybe, you know, you might end up searching for this figure yourself, and if not, then I just hope that you know, enjoyed watching it and seeing the detail of this figure, you know, and I certainly am happy to have this, and I'm excited to compare him size-wise to the future Studio Series figures that I will hopefully be able to get. Yeah, some of these figures are just climbing in price rapidly, but, you know, hopefully I'll be able to get a Blackout and a 32 Optimus Prime. Hard to find. There you go, that's it's Frenzy for you. So yeah, see ya later. Take care. Goodbye.